Good morning, children. Today we will discuss about two-element array. Let us go with the presentation. Two-element array are two-point sources with currents equal in magnitude and phase. Now let us consider two-point sources capital A1 and capital A2, and these 2-point sources A1 and A2 separated by a distance small d as shown in the figure. And now consider the both point sources are supplied with currents equal in magnitude and phase. That means here the two point sources are current elements. These are supplied with currents equal in magnitude and phase. Now let us see the figure here, two element array. Here A1 and A2 are the 2 point sources or two current elements here, and here this is point P which is far away at infinity, and here R1 is the radial distance from A1 to point P, R2 is the radial distance from A2 to this point P at particular infinity, and here the distance between A1 and A2 it is D, and the path difference between the points of A1 and A2 it is D cos phi, d cos phi path difference. And here if you observe the radiation from point A2 to P, it reaches earlier when compared with the point source A1. That means here this is somewhat nearer with the at particular point P. That means the radiation from A2 which reaches earlier when compared with the A1 at particular point P. That means here the path, that means here A1 it travels an extra, the radiation from A1 it travels extra distance, that is the path difference here d cos phi, and here this is the angle phi. So here r1 equals to r2 equals to r, and here these are the radial distances, r1 equals to r2 equals to r. So the radiation already I have told you, radiation from the point source A2 will reach earlier at particular point P than that of point source A1. So because of this path difference A2, the radiation from A2 which reaches earlier when compared with the A1 at particular point P. So here, hence path difference is given by path difference equals to d cos phi. The path difference can be expressed in terms of wavelength as path difference, which can be expressed in terms of wavelength as d cos phi by lambda. Hence, phase angle psi is given by phase angle psi is equals to 2 pi, which is the path difference, or psi equals to 2 pi into path difference. So here phase angle is equals to psi equals to 2 pi into path difference. So here psi equals to 2 pi into path difference, already we have d cos phi by lambda, or 2 pi by lambda into d cos phi radians. But phase shift equals to beta equals to 2 pi by lambda. So if we substitute 2 pi by lambda, we are replacing here in the equation number 3 at a particular 2 pi by lambda with beta, we'll obtain psi equals to beta d cos phi radians. Let E1 be the far field at a distance point P due to the point source A1. That means here E1 be the far field at a distance point P due to point source A1. Similarly, A2 is the far field at point P due to the point source A2. Then total field at particular point B be the addition of these two field components due to the point sources A1 and A2. So if the phase angle between the two fields is psi equals to beta d cos phi, then the far field component at particular point P due to point source A1 is given by E1 equals to E naught into e power minus j psi by 2. Similarly, far field component at particular point P due to the point source A2 is given by E2 equals to E naught into e power j into psi by 2. Note that here we have a note that the amplitude of both the field component is E naught, as currents are same and the point sources are identical. That means here the amplitude of the both the field components is E naught, as currents are same and the point sources are identical. The point sources are identical. So total field at particular point P is given by Et. So total field Et equals to E1 plus E2. Already we have E1 value. Let us substitute E1 value and E2 value here in Et. So Et equals to E1 plus E2, which is equals to E naught into e power minus j psi by 2 plus E naught into e power j into psi by 2. So Et equals to E naught let us take common as E naught, e power minus j psi by 2 plus e power j psi by 2. So rearranging the terms. That means here multiply and divide with 2 on the right hand side, we'll obtain et equals to 2 e naught into e power j psi by 2 plus e power minus j psi by 2 by 2. So we have, by using the trigonometric identity, we have e power j theta plus e power minus j theta by 2 equals to cos theta. So here this is in the form of that one, so that we can replace it with et equals to 2 e naught cos psi by 2. Substituting the value of psi from equation number 4. So we have psi is equals to beta d cos phi. So we are replacing psi with beta d cos phi. So et equals to 2 e naught cos beta t cos phi by 2. So here this is the equation which represents the total field intensity at particular point P due to the point sources having currents of same amplitude and phase. So total amplitude of the field at particular point P is given as 2 E naught. So while the phase shift is beta d cos phi by 2. That means here in this equation 2 E naught it is the total amplitude and phase shift is beta d cos phi by 2. The array factor is the ratio of the magnitude of the resultant field to the magnitude of the maximum field. So array factor is nothing but the ratio of magnitude of the resultant field to the magnitude of the maximum field. That means array factor equals to, so here it is the ratio of ET, that means resultant field. Here the maximum field E maximum. So AF equals to mod ET by mod E max. But maximum field is equals to E max equals to 2 E naught. That means here by substituting here in the denominator here array factor. So in array factor, so ET by E maximum, we are replacing E maximum with here 2 E naught. We'll obtain array factor AF equals to ET by 2 E naught. So which is equals to cos already ET by 2 E naught, which is equals to here ET value 2 E naught into cos beta d cos phi by 2. So by replacing ET with 2 E naught cos beta d cos phi by 2, so finally we'll obtain by cancellation of 2 E naught in denominator and numerator, we will obtain cos d by lambda into cos phi. So the array factor represents the relative value of the field as a function of phi. It defines the radiation pattern in a plane containing the line of array. Now we will see the maxima direction. From equation number 9, let us see equation number 9, this one. So by the equation number 9, the total field is maximum when cos beta d cos phi by 2 is maximum. So here here we are considering maximum direction. So here, so the total field is maximum only when from equation number 9 cos beta d cos phi by 2 is maximum. So as we know, the variation of cosine of angle is plus or minus 1. Hence condition for maxima is given by here cos beta d cos phi by 2 equals to, so here variation of cosine angle is for maxima we have plus or minus 1. So here which is equals to plus or minus 1. So let's spacing between the 2 point sources be lambda by 2. Then we can write cos. So here d is we are replacing with lambda by 2. But because here we are considering spacing between the 2 point sources, it is lambda by 2. So by replacing lambda with lambda by 2, so cos beta into lambda by 2 into cos phi by 2, which is equals to plus or minus 1. Or so beta value equals to, we have 2 pi by lambda. So by replacing beta with 2 pi by lambda, so cos 2 pi by lambda into lambda by 2 into cos pi by 2. So by cancelling, we will obtain cos pi by 2 cos pi, which is equals to, already we have plus or minus 1 for the maxima condition. Or pi by 2 cos pi maximum equals to cos inverse plus or minus 1. So which is equals to plus or minus n pi. When n equals, where n equals to 0, 1, 2, so on. So if we consider n value equals to 0, then pi by 2 cos pi equals to cos pi maximum equals to 0, or cos pi maximum equals to, if we sending that pi by 2, we will obtain here 0. So phi maximum equals to, so when it is 0, it is 90 degrees or 270 degrees in the case of cosine. So phi maximum equals to 90 degrees or 270 degrees. Now we will consider minima direction. So again from equation number 9, we will consider So total field strength is minimum when cos beta d cos phi by 2 is minimum, that is 0. So in the maximum direction we have considered plus or minus 1, but here we are considering for minimum direction we are considering 0. So here when cos beta d cos phi by 2 is 0. So as cosine of angle has minimum value 0, hence condition for minima is given by cos beta d cos phi by 2 equals to 0. So again assuming here we are spacing between the 2 point sources, here we are considering lambda by 2, and beta already we know the 2 pi by lambda value. So we can write, we are replacing here beta and d in this equation, we will obtain cos pi by 2 cos phi minimum equals to 0, or pi by 2 cos phi minimum equals to cos inverse 0. So cos inverse 0, which is we have value plus or minus 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, where n equals to 0, 1, 2 and so on. So if we consider n equals to 0, so pi by 2 cos phi minimum equals to plus or minus pi by 2, or cos phi minimum equals to plus or minus 1. So phi minimum equals to, so we have cos minimum value 5 plus or minus 1, it is 0 degrees or 180 degrees. Now we will consider half power point directions. So already we have seen maxima direction, minima direction. Now half power point directions. So when the power is half, voltage or current is 1 by root 2 times the maximum value. Hence the condition for half power point is given by cos beta d cos phi by 2 equals to plus or minus root of, already we have, when the power is half, voltage current is 1 by root 2 times the maximum, that equals to plus or minus 1 by root 2. So here also we'll consider the spacing between the two point sources is lambda by 2, and beta already we have an idea 2 pi by lambda. So by replacing with d and beta here in this equation number 14, we will obtain cos pi by 2 cos phi equals to plus or minus 1 by root 2, or pi by 2 cos phi equals to cos inverse plus or minus 1 by 2 1 by root 2. So which is plus or minus 2n plus 1 into pi by 4, where n equals to 0, 1, 2 and so on. When n equals to 0, then we'll obtain pi by 2 cos phi half power point direction, HPPD, half power point direction equals to plus or minus pi by 4, or cos phi half power point direction equals to plus or minus half, that is phi half power point direction equals to cos inverse plus or minus 1 by 2, phi HPPD equals to the value here cos inverse plus or minus 1 by 2, it is 60 degrees or 120 degrees. Now uh, already we have seen maxima direction, minima direction and half power point direction. So here field pattern for the 2 point sources with spacing d equals to lambda by 2 and fed with currents equal in magnitude and phase. And here if we consider phi equals to 0 degrees or 180 degrees, so this is the minimum. And here for phi equals to 270 or phi equals to 90 degrees, and this is the maximum. And for half power point direction, and this is the line at 60 degrees or 120 degrees, and here we have observed it is the 8 shape. Here we have observed, so here the field pattern done with here this is a field pattern which draws against et against phi for the spacing d equals to pi lambda by 2. Then here the pattern, it is a bidirectional, so this is the bidirectional pattern already we have obtained when we plot et against phi with spacing d equals to lambda by 2, and the field pattern obtained is, it is the bidirectional, and it is a figure of 8. It is clearly observed this is a figure of 8. If this pattern is rotated by 360 degrees about the axis, so it will represent three-dimensional donut shaped space pattern. So this is the simplest type of broadside array of the 2 point sources, and it is called broadside couplet as two radiations of the point sources are in the space. So here whenever if we rotate this one in 360 degrees, we can observe the 3D, a donut shape. We can observe a donut shaped space pattern. Thank you, children.